time for the wiring. Got it all assembled. New switch, new pots. This, instead of the second tone, is going to be a blender pot. I'll go over how that works probably at the end of the video. Anyway, let's get started. I'm using this cloth pre-tinned pushback wire. Just give it a tug. Ready to go. First thing I'm going to do is hook up this blender pot. The very first lug over here. I've already gone ahead and pre-tinned all my eyelets here that are going to get wire, so I don't have to fool around with the solder. This first lug, we're going to connect the white wire from here to the 3rd lug on the switch. There we go, just like that. Now I'm going to connect one from the second lug of the blender pot to the first eyelet over here on the switch. Very first one. Trying to keep my hands out of the way of the camera, but it's not easy, so I'll try to describe what I'm doing like that. To the furthest lug over here on the volume pot. Okay, I'm going to connect the white wire, the hot wire. This is the output from the switch. So what we have here is a treble bleed circuit, little capacitor, and a tiny little resistor. These have to go on the first, let's see, the first and the second lug on this volume pot, along with this wire for the switch. Okay. Now we're going to solder this later. The jack wire is going to go right here. This is for the jack. Okay. Like that. Now we're going to bend this third tab on the volume all the way over, touch the back of the pot, and I'm going to rough up the pot with some sandpaper. Okay. I'm going to solder this together. Put a nice pool of solder here on the back of this pot, get it nice and hot. I'm sure my hand's right in the way. The ground of the jack to that. There's the two jack wires. Take it out of the way. Now time for the capacitor. Got this 0.047 Mogatone vitamin T, great capacitor. And we're going to connect that to this first lug right here. Let's see, on this tone pot right here, the very first one, and then to the back of the pot. Again, I'm going to rough up the back of the pot here. And I'm going to get some solder on there. Tricky. Just like that. Clip off the end. Gotta keep my hands out of the way here. We're going to save this for later. Okay. Now the back of the pot. There we go. Clip the end of this off. Now here's a tricky one. I'm going to take this little end of the capacitor, and I've got to connect from this the second eyelet right here on the tone pot to the first over here on the volume pot right across here. This one's tricky. That one's a hard one. I'm going to get some solder in there. There we go. I don't know how much you can see here. Switch. Now this is going to go, this one on our first lug of the volume pot, and it's going to go over here to the first over here on the switch. Now we have to hook up some grounds. The pickups. So what I'm going to do is connect the ground wire from here to here, to this. So Okay, for the pickup wires, what I did is I've got this pickup and this pickup, the wires, and I neatened it up with a piece of heat shrink tubing right here. Okay, then I'm bending back the white wires, and I've cut the black wires to length, and I'm going to solder them to the back of this pot. And now we're going to do the white wires. The second lug is the bridge. This will be the middle pickup. And the last one here will be the neck pickup. So, neck, middle, bridge. What I'm going to do now is get another piece of heat shrink tubing, just to keep it nice and neat. Go, just like that. Okay, so bridge, middle, neck. There we go. And just bring it right along. Cut it. Find my cutters here. Close up of it all done. I don't know how well that comes in. This camera kind of sucks, but there's the heat shrink tubing. Nice and neat. Capacitor. There you go.